Damn, bro. He is pushing. What's going on, movies and girls? Today we are watching JIMIN's choreography practice sketch. I think it's for Set Me Free and Like You. I've already reacted to those two videos, so I don't think I'm going to get any spoilers here. I generally try to avoid anything that I haven't seen yet to avoid any spoilers and whatnot. So I'm excited. I love watching this kind of stuff. I love documentaries. I love watching, great people be great behind the scenes. It's great to see them like on stage or doing their thing, but it's in these moments where you see how they think, their nuances, their mentality when they approach, I guess, the game, so to speak. So I'm excited for this one. I would love that feature. I know there's some radios or some things that actually allow the music to be slowed down. And I've thought about that. That's really smart that they're practicing this number with the music slowed down. Just seeing this, I'm totally inspired to do it now for ourselves, because it's one thing to learn the choreography and didn't do it with counts and tempo, but it's completely different once you hear the music. Especially this piece. It's pretty fast, pretty intense. I know there are some sequences where it's just go 1 and 2 and 3. It's like really, really, really fast. And if you just learned it, or if there's changes that they made, or if there's blocking that you have to do, doing it at full speed, there's no time to think. So I love this because it inspires me to go with what I've been thinking for a while. But also I love this because it allows the dancers to kind of adjust to what they need in accordance to the music without having to rush. Because they're also, just add, like, there is a point where you get so used to the routine, at least from me speaking from my experience, like there's this point where you get so good at, because you practice the routine so many times, the music itself starts feeling slow. I think that's a level of like, oh, you've really kind of mastered the routine. So love that they're doing this. So you can see like how they're moving here. They're not going like crazy full out, over executing it, but they're more focusing on the timing. It looks like they're focusing on making sure they get this blocking. So like here, this guy was shuffling, making sure the hit doesn't come in too close to hit him. So yeah, as you can see, like it looks like that was the main section that they're practicing. Yeah, because some people were like, "Oh, do we keep going? Do you keep going?" So at this point, what's happening here is kind of like dancing, but it's more like movement. They're coordinating the character that he's trying to act. He's communicating the ideas he wants, and it's the job of the choreographer or whoever they're working with to kind of help them with that. Like, there's a lot of friends of mine who are choreographers that work with musicians that aren't dancers, but for example, they might be in a band, but they work with movement coordinators, so they know how to present themselves according to what they want to look like, so they're not just awkwardly just standing around. So yeah, we're marking the moves, but even then it still looks really damn good. Enjoy like how often they're doing playback, watching it, doing the thing, playback, doing the thing, like a constant feedback. Still staying for final tweaks. So just to share, like, one of the best ways to improve faster is not just to practice hard, but it's also like work smarter, not harder. So I like the idea of working smart. Once you figure out how to work smart, you work hard on working smart, because you don't want to practice the same thing over and over and find out you're doing it wrong. So what they're doing here, one of the best ways you can improve in sort of any skill set is find a feedback loop to see that you're improving, to see that you're getting stronger, to see that your skill set's getting better. So in this, he's filming, watching, filming, watching. And I think that any aspiring dancer can use that tool. Everyone has a smartphone. You can easily film yourself and see like if you're doing it exactly the way your favorite dancer is doing. Because from there, that goes into the working smart part, because you can figure out the parts that you like, you don't like, and you do it again, and you do it again. And through those repetitions, and that's where you really, really, really fine tune your skill set. What a beast. Yeah, next. I'd have to sound good live. That's like the level of expectation of like, if someone's like saying, yeah, if you sound great, like, yeah, I have to be this though. This is the expectation I have for myself. There's this other level of excellence that I need to be at. It's simple banter, but it's whew. I wonder how long the rehearsals are. Like full 8? Oh wow, he's doing this too. Damn, this is morning. Not 5 hours, but like, damn, that happens. Like, you're so in the zone that sometimes it happens. Or you're like, just to share an anecdote, like those long rehearsals, like we have like those 10-hour rehearsals. Like towards the end, some people are just tired. Long rehearsals, especially that at the demand that he has, yeah, it's no surprise like that. Sometimes you forget to eat, especially when you're in the zone. You don't notice how it's affecting your performance until like, oh man, I'm like, maybe I didn't eat and it's kind of affecting my performance. It happens like, with me and my dancers at Temper Tantrum. We've had like the long 10-hour rehearsals and just like we just need a quick snack for a pick me up because we're getting ready for several performances. But yeah, like just seeing him, I I like that he's as much as work as he's putting in. Like he's at 2 weeks and 3 weeks, and his schedule is very different from mine. I'm gonna acknowledge that. I can only imagine what else he's doing. But in my mind, it's like, man, he's got 2 weeks. That sounds like a good amount of time. But then like the way he's seeing, like it's not enough time. It's not enough time for, I guess, like this level of excellence that he's trying to reach, that he wants. Because in that sense, yeah. Oh, he's got great range of motion. Mm-hmm. There's productivity and growth. Look at him now. Like at this and this part, like there's a lot more energy. Just going back to it, like rest is hella important for any performer in any field. There are times where you're gonna have to be clutch and push the limit, but to push the limit all the time in the sense where it's like detrimental, meaning where it's like you're working hard but you're not getting out, that's where you gotta like pull back. I don't know, I feel like though sleep and all that stuff, there's a lot more research and all this stuff coming out of and how it's important. Like a great example, I don't know if any of you guys even bother watching basketball, but like in sports or even dancing, like anyone in their late 30s or 40s or even early 40s is considered ancient. And one of my favorite athletes, LeBron James, he's taking care of his body and he's still performing like he's in his 20s. He's like late 20s. And the huge foundation of that is his sleep, how much rest you get, his recovery. And that's something as performers or anyone else who's in that field, whether you're a performer or athlete or like anyone really, there's something to be said about a good night's sleep that helps us get ready for the next day. Like a good night's sleep, it gives us the energy to need to like be able to process the shit that happened from the previous day so we can properly execute it the next day. And it shows here, like he was exhausted the previous day and then now he's killing it. He mentioned that he was a bit like hazy on certain parts, but like as he started going through it, the pro that he is, it's just like it goes to show like no matter how long you've been doing this, whether you're like someone who's as big as him or someone who's doing at a local theater or a small venue, you're still gonna get like nervous, the butterflies. It's never gonna go away. You just learn to kind of like embrace it. And that's the kind of feeling that gets the most addicting when it comes to being a performer. Like you get that feeling, you go on stage, you enjoy it, and then you come off stage and that's like improvements incrementally even on the shoot day. I like delicate. That's the perfect word for that. Tight. So yeah, that's it. I mean, hope you guys enjoyed. Do all the things. I'll see you guys in the next one.